Okay, now we have the recursive and explicit definition of geometric sequences. Let's start with recursive. So in recursive, we have a sub n equals my first term, a1. For n equals 1, this just means this is my first term. A sub n minus 1 times r for all my terms after my first term. So for example, if we have 3, 6, 12, 24, 48, and so on, to write the recursive formula for this, we need our a1, and we need to know our common ratio. What is happening here? We can see that it's multiplying by 2 each time. Therefore, my common ratio would be times 2. So now let's write it in the recursive formula. A sub n is equal to my a1, which is 3, for my first term. Sorry, it should be n. For my first term, n equals 1. And now we're going to write my previous term times my ratio is going to be what my next terms will be. So what's happening here is that we have 3 times 2 will be 6, 6 times 2 is 12, and so on. The difference with recursive and explicit is that recursive lists out all of your terms, while explicit tells me what my term will be in a certain amount of terms. So if I said I want to find the 10th term of this sequence that I showed in the recursive, I'm going to be using this formula because I'm not going to list out all 10 numbers and keep multiplying 2 each time when I can just use the explicit definition. So explicit definition, let's find the 10th term. So my n equals 10. A1, remember that's 3. R is multiplying by 2. So a sub 10 is equal to a1, which is 3, times my r is 2 to the n minus 1. Sorry, that should be 10 minus 1. Minus 1. So using PEMDAS, do the exponent first. 10 minus 1 is just 9. And this is equal to, let's see here, 512. So 3 times 512. Remember, PEMDAS, exponents first before you multiply the big number there, which is 3, which becomes 1536. So this is going to be my 10th term. Okay, again, the difference is in recursive, you are creating the general rule of how to list out the numbers. In explicit, you are going to use the formula to find a certain term in the sequence without having to list out the numbers. Okay, I hope this helps. Please let me know what I can change on the comments or anything that I can improve.